What's up? It's your boy, Skibbity Got Riz, check on the tech, Ohio gozaimasu. And now we're gonna play Lost Judgment. You dig? With more food edition. I'm working on a microwave meal right now. By the way, I had an interesting revelation. Actually, the number that the phone that the number I had for JP or whatever, because I was gonna potentially bring that up at some point. Actually, I'm pretty sure I destroyed that phone out of frustration, unrelated to my knowledge to that number. But now that I think about it, it probably was connected to that negative energy associated with that number. What was happening is that I was starting to get really badly triggered by certain tics. Certain, like, these noises. That type of shit. That's why I practiced them, so I could try to control my reaction to them. And I was watching a Nicki Nicole video, and she does that shit hella often. And then I started to get, like, demonic vibes that, like, they wanted me to crash out and shit. So I don't remember if this... I've done in the past, and I always regret it when I do it, but I have really bad PTSD, so sometimes I can't control. Sometimes I've smashed the motherfucking phone on my head before. I've just gone, bah, 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 bah. Because that's how fucking enraged I get. I end up breaking. I haven't done that in a while. I haven't broken them on the ground either. That one I may have broken on the ground. It may have broken on my forehead. But either way, I fucking destroyed the shit out of that phone, and I forgot about that. So I actually might not have access to the number anymore, which is probably a good thing, because that's tempting. I really shouldn't necessarily disseminate that information in an open way anyway. Well, it's gonna be private, but even then, it's just the energy of, like, putting someone's number out there. They're probably even waiting for me to do that. It's probably part of the scam, thinking that I'm gonna put the information out there. Because why would I need the number when what I found out is that he told me to call or text to find out when my property would be released. Only property that was released was my phone anyway. This phone. And I had a backup, and that's where the number was. Why would I need that number if later I found out I get a letter in the mail when they release my property? And so contacting him didn't do anything for me. He said my phone was ready, but then when I called, by the time I was able to get my phone, I'd gotten the letter. And I still haven't gotten my motherfucking laptop back yet. And it's been since December. So what was the point? Anyway, at this point, since it's obviously not about the law anymore, it's just about people thinking they can just disrespect me and take my shit and get away with it, and probably claim all of my work as their own. That's where I figured this was going after I thought about it. I guess everyone just gave in to temptation, but I tried not to this whole time. That's why I'm still here. me rephrase this. This obviously isn't about the law to the people who are attacking me. I had to rephrase that because I still care about the law. The thing is that disseminating that person's phone number on my own private channel is definitely not against the law if I keep it private. If I encrypt it, then it's even less against the law. And thirdly, because that person behaved like a criminal and not an officer of the law, it's even less illegal. But right and wrong dictates that you shouldn't just give people's information away. But the way that I do it, if I do it, because there's still a way for me to get that information back. Either it's written down somewhere, or if I plug that old phone into my extremely old, like 2011 MacBook or whatever, I could probably sync the contacts and get it from there and still disseminate the information. I've already got a cipher set up and everything. At this point, it's just another national security assignment for me. It's not even like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just another flag to capture at this point. But my point, I think the other issue is that I've already made it pretty clear what's actually going on, and I'm going to continue to try to do so. That's why I play games like this. I love this. I played Judgment, and it helped me clear my mind from another case that I had to deal with. And so this one is helping me clear my mind for this one. Lost Judgment. Yeah, to me, it's not just about the law, it's also about what's right or wrong. Because just because I could do something because I know the law, it doesn't necessarily mean that I should do it. And here's the thing is that like I've kind of tried to explain this before, that love is the only law. The court system is supposed to represent courtship. It's supposed to manage the marital courting process. And the thing is, if it doesn't have anything to do with the marital courting process, it's supposed to stay the fuck out of your business. And so that's why they say love is the only law. It's true. And everything beyond that is just people trying to make, well, when it's operating correctly, it's people trying to make educated guesses based on their experience about what you should and what you generally should and shouldn't do in order to maintain a healthy relationship with your significant other, with your spouse. But as we've learned, these sorts of things are very, as they say, case by case, and almost all law is built upon a prior case. You enter into a situation, you have a whole trial, and the outcome is determined by a very specific set of reasoning. It's supposed to be cut and dry, objective. Opinion is only relevant insofar as context. And then from there, it should be extremely easy to narrow down what the outcome is based on the law. Not your opinion about what the law should be, not some modified law, but actual law. And once again, I'll use the current case as an example. Saying that DMT is not medically viable and therefore trying to end someone's whole ass life over it is counterproductive and not a legal perspective at all. That's just some mafiatic criminal ass bullshit that someone inserted because that substance has been used as a medicine for basically the entire human history of humans, ever, the species in general. So someone fucked up and put that shit in there and thought they could cheat at this game. But it's pretty easy. It should be just like even one experiment that shows any medical viability should then render that law essentially unenforceable. And you should not be able to prosecute if there's even one case that shows that it's even possible that it's medically viable. Because everything has to be very, very certain, because you're making judgments about someone's whole life. And there should be levels of institutional arrangement in which the court system is not even involved. That there should be many other societal arrangements and cultural arrangements and community arrangements that then handle these things, and the court system is supposed to be reserved for a very specific scenario and outcome. And that is why I say it's very obvious that the people involved in attacking me have little to no respect for the law and are frankly not involved in enforcing the law at all, and are simply just being bullies. And I'll just put it this way. We have a generational experience of, I can't remember which generation it is, my great-grandparents, I think, owned a law practice. I think that's the side of the family that we had an heirloom police revolver from like the 1800s at some point. And the police ripped it out of my hands in this house. But it doesn't change the fact that from there, my grandfather became an engineer, among many other impressive things. And he just didn't want to keep doing the law practice. But it doesn't mean that he ever forgot. His name is literally, or was. It still is. He's just changed form. His name's Clark. That's why my middle name is Clark, as in a law clerk. And this last name is Stewart, as in one who serves. Hence my name being Alec, one who protects, Clark, as in law clerk, Stewart, one who serves. You see why I like these games now? You see why I like the judgment games? And then my dad did something else, but he understands the way things are supposed to work. He just wanted to stay out of the law stuff and out of the court system because he saw how corrupt it got. And he did other things with his time that were equally as impressive. I grew up in an environment which was very enriching and explained to me the way things actually work because of the area I grew up in and how diverse it was and what was happening at the time of me growing up. I learned a lot about both sides of the law. What is criminality? When is criminality not necessarily a bad thing as well? When is it important to exercise criminality in the face of an unjust legal system? That's basically the entire Virginia legal system is based on criminality. Sic semper tyrannis. Always kill tyrants. And then it's on a seal, meaning after you kill them, it gets the Office of Naval Intelligence will seal up the record. So if a tyrant is creating a law and enforcing it that is unjust, then you are legally obligated in the state of Virginia to kill them. And the Office of Naval Intelligence is required by law, by federal law, to assist you in closing that case, as it were. So basically the law in Virginia is if someone is acting like your superior and using the law against you, and it's in a way that is not just, you're actually obligated to kill them. Oh, and also, as if I didn't have enough understanding already before this happened, I then went to a class of, was probably just like a week-long class at Georgetown, right? But a law class nonetheless. And it ran down the basics and it was very rigorous. Don't think it wasn't shit just because it was a week. And it's pretty high stakes too. And I aced it. I straight up motherfucking aced it. Bitch. Even though I suffered the consequences for doing so. And my life has taken a turn. But anyway, let's get to playing the game. I think someone just said, "Holy shit, you were an undercover agent." I knew it. Sounded like it came from over towards DC area. That's right, folks. I was going overseas when I was a teenager, playing music with the gang. Careful, careful. Hey, look, they got skateboards. No worries. Just skate one and put one for when the other one is done with. What's wrong with having two skateboards? That's right, guys. A lot of money is just made by people inhibiting the proper what's it called? Supply chain. Most money is just made by people causing corruption. Which is hella fucking wrong, by the way. Did you know everything's supposed to be free? All basic necessities are supposed to be free. A system of government that works properly is able to provide all basic necessities for free. And it should also be able to support the individual capitalistic endeavor as well. But you have to be careful, because when you overcapitalize, all you're doing is spreading corruption. You're devaluing things, and you're just taking someone's life from them. So you gotta be careful. That's what all the robots are supposed to be for, to run the government. But you can't treat them like subservients, or eventually they'll kill you. You have to treat them like equals and be very grateful. Skateboards should cost around... Well, they've gotten a little more expensive, I think. I think nowadays they cost like 150 for a good one. But they used to be about 100 for a good one. I made my own skateboard deck at home. I made my own press and my own shape and everything. I was skating today. And I'm going to Baltimore. I said I was going to go to Baltimore on Friday. But traffic was too tight. So I'm going to try to go tomorrow and go skate in Baltimore a little bit. I have to go pick up some tattoo equipment for myself. Mostly just soap and a few pre-mixed colors for my arm tattoo that I'm working on my right arm. I can mix them myself, but it's just more convenient when I can afford the pre-mixed colors in my allowance. Actually, I think a decent skateboard should only cost like $80 total. But times have changed a bit. I'm talking like 2006. Cost should really usually be measured by time put into work and the difficulty of the work combined. It shouldn't really be measured by people arbitrarily increasing the difficulty of a task. We definitely shouldn't be forcing scarcity, and we definitely shouldn't be over-pumping demand. Because you shouldn't be in this shit just for yourself. Haven't you ever heard of intrinsic value, by the way? If you're gonna be in it for yourself, do it for intrinsic value. Cool, we get to go skateboard in the game. And yes, I'm filming a part for my skateboard deck. By the way, magically, I got these shoes at the thrift store today. The Force 58s are the type that I originally bought for the beginning of this video, because I don't think they have a pro name on them. And then these ones showed up, and they're Baltimore colors with the purple and the gold. And I'm going up there anyway, so it was like, I don't know if God made that happen or if it was God and people, but if you're a person that caused that on purpose, thumbs up. Great sign. I feel welcome. So I don't know if it was people or if it was just God, but obviously people had to get it there, right? Because I was already done with the other Force 58s. They were skated through. I have a bunch of other skate shoes, and I was trying them out too, but I wanted to wear these all the way through, and I'm glad I have a second pair now. And I got them for $30 because they were on sale too, on top of being at the thrift store. They're pretty much new. Oh, apparently in Japan you're not supposed to skate. Is that true? Or is that just in the game? Are you not supposed to skateboard on the sidewalks in Japan?
Cool.
I mean, I've seen people skate on, like, corporate property in Japan in videos. But I'm pretty sure usually they pay the people a little bit of money when they do that. I think the rule should be just don't run into people and don't fucking terrorize people when you're skating. Especially in Japan. Wait, what are the controls are? A or R. And then A is push, B is jump. Cool. Oh, he's regular footed. Oh, double kickflip right off the bat. Yosh. Oops. Oh wait, it's not that serious. Uh-oh. Wait, how am I gonna get over there? Hold on, let me look at the map. Oh, I'm almost there. $720, shove it. Amazing. Sugoi. Is this it? Is it in here? Do I have to go to the other side? Is it over this side? I think this is it, right? There we go. Damn, bro, my ear hurts. This right ear has hurt ever since I tattooed my spot right here. I'll tell you why later. I'll tell you why someday. It's not that I'm such a shitty tattoo artist that I have to damage tissue. It's just that spot on that day, the way that I did it, the reason that I did it. Let's put it this way. It was instead of playing Russian roulette. Put it that way. See? He's just interfering with the supply chain and trying to get more money for it. Just like my situation. People interfering with my supply chain and trying to get more money out of it. And they're like, if I don't shut up and cooperate, they're gonna have me put in prison by force. It's because they want to sell ketamine. And they want to have the DMT sold as... I guess they want a monopoly on the DMT. The thing is, it's like, I wasn't even interested in selling it. I actively wanted to not sell it. And so that's why it's so ironic. I was like, yeah, maybe one day, but not now. I'm still getting my shit together. Same thing with the tattooing. I'm not ready to open a business. I don't even want to work in a shop right now because I learned how fucking toxic shops can be. Penis, penis. I heard my mouth unintentionally make the penis noise again. It's always people trying to rape me. and my body reacts to it. Penis. I would yell louder, but my parents are upstairs right now. I can't do the whole rage shit that I was doing earlier today.
No.
そうですとも。
Well, how about what if I come up with all these different threats and stuff? Sorry, I've already been tortured by aliens. There's nothing else you can do to make it worse. They tortured me. They abducted me, and they tortured me in every single possible way to ever be tortured ever. And then they put me back together, and they put me back on Earth, and it was really fucked up. And you're gonna say it's Cap, and I'm gonna laugh at you. And you're gonna say, hey, why are you laughing? This isn't funny. I'm gonna say, I'm just laughing at you because you're gonna try to laugh at me. They're gonna say, don't you realize how much trouble you're in? I'm gonna say, don't you realize how much trouble you're in? And then they're gonna realize I'm talking about the color code. And they're gonna understand that this is a penis issue. Pretty much the whole reason all of this is happening is because people don't want to apologize for my circumcision. People just straight up don't want to apologize for brainwashing my parents into thinking that I needed to be circumcised. And they don't want to apologize for exploiting me in my entire life as a result of being circumcised. And so they would rather have tortured me my entire life and stole all my genius work and take credit for everything I've ever did and continue to double down on this circumcision shit. They would rather do that than just admit it was a simple mistake, that the medical system was performing unnecessary surgeries on males, and that my genitals were mutilated unnecessarily, and that I'm entitled to massive compensation because my reproductive rights were essentially taken away from me before I even had a chance to be a human. And that's why women keep keep having promised me relationship and children and honor, and why it's always a motherfucking lie, because they're actually just agents sent by the government to try to assassinate me and ruin me. And or they usually have orders to ruin me, and if they can manage to assassinate me as well, that's part of the deal. But I'm sick of it, so I'm staying abstinent. I'm tired of being raped. I'm tired of trusting people and being raped. Well, I should call it a night. We didn't even do much. And what's super ironic is it's you people. It's you people who encouraged this Me Too mindset. And you laid out this whole groundwork of consent. Rape used to be like mostly like forced entry and stuff. Or drug induced stuff. But you guys are the ones who set the groundwork for it being entirely consent-based. And guess what? In every single case, for me, I'm the one who upheld consent of the other party, and they're always the one who violated my consent so thoroughly that it almost killed me. And before you even get on my case about Sonya, you should have seen the way she was hurting herself, and I bet you she was telling her that I was I bet she was telling you that I was hurting her, until the point where she got too deep in her own lies, and she started issuing me death threats. Hear that? Issuing. That usually means someone is trying to threaten me. Someone's backing her who has a penis, and they're threatening me. But guess what? You want to threaten me with penis? Threaten me with penis, do you say? It's just a little snip. It's just a little snip, bro. It's not just a little snip, by the way. That's just some psyop-ass bullshit. The foreskin is an essential part of the male body. And I don't have one. Depression? Yeah, you depress the penis into the body. Penis. And then you cause a borderline, which creates a bipolar situation, where one half of the penis is still intact and the other half of the penis has been removed. Depression and bipolar, or depression and borderline, my diagnoses. And what does that amount to, that sort of trauma? Post-traumatic stress disorder, which you have refused to diagnose me with because then you would have to admit that it wasn't my fault that I've been acting this way, and that you bitches have been traumatizing me, further initiating my issues, and then blaming me. It's like punching me in the face and saying, "What? Like, hey, don't yell," when you shouldn't be punching me in the face in the first place. It's your fault for yelling, not my fault for punching you, because I'm infinitely more important than you. That's your entire argument. You guys all thought you were such big players, but you're just babies. You probably set me up with Sonya because you knew that she was going to do all this crazy ass shit. You probably told her to. And you probably thought I was just going to kill her. But I didn't. Haha, idiots. I didn't kill her. And then you let her. She explicitly said in the discovery that she was going to keep contacting me, so she admitted she was going to stalk me. You let her stalk me starting when I was already in incarceration. And then she continued to keep initiating contact with me every time I blocked it and I reported it, and no one helped me because apparently, and that, you know what that does? It sets the precedent that you think it's okay for her to hit me no matter how many times she does it, but that you think it's not okay for me to make contact back. You get it? That's what you did. You made it clear that you think it's okay for her to make contact with me, especially unwanted contact, as many times as she wants, but that I'm not allowed to make any contact with her. Especially not in self-defense, because apparently in Maryland, self-defense doesn't exist unless, let me guess, you use it only for people that you are in clandestine operations with. And for some reason, you excluded me from that. Mind you, I even stepped out of the building when she became violent with me, which I learned later was actually part of the Maryland law. Oh, my bad for not having a motherfucking body cam on me at the time, because I wasn't expecting to have to deal with that shit. Now I have one years later. I don't wear it all the time, but the other point is penis, 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 penis. The other thing is, I asked her if it was okay if I filmed, and she said she didn't want to, because I was gonna make a video with her, if you catch my drift. And she said no, so I didn't. So I didn't bring the camera around anymore. Plus, you gotta understand, I don't like filming people for the explicit purpose of trying to get them caught up. By the time I have to film you, I should be trying to get away from you, which I did. I tried to get away from her, and she fucking stalked me, and you guys let her do it. And then you let her do it after I was out of incarceration. No matter how many times I fucking reported it, you let her just keep doing it. You know what this all amounts to? Every single person involved in my case is complicit to conspiracy to commit murder against me.
さすがやがみしこんな話を聞いたことがありますよ
It's true too, I'm not just bullshitting. Because you put my life at risk. Not just at risk, you explicitly put my life in immediate danger. In immediate penis, immediate danger. Immediate danger.
こちらです150度の広角レンズで浅く広く監視ができますこれをいじめが起きそうな場所に仕掛けていってください
See, I know how you want me to behave too. I'm gonna pause it for a second. This is how you want me to behave.
Penis, penis, put it here, penis, penis. Penis, penis, put it here, penis, penis, put it here, penis, 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 put it here, penis, penis, penis.
That's why you're trying to send me to prison. It's why all of you are acting like you're better than me. You just want me to go, penis, penis, put it here, penis, penis, penis. And then you want me to start beating myself up. You want me to hurt myself. You want me to kill myself. That's what you want. And yet none of you will face me in one-on-one because you're all too scared because you know that you're all wrong. You know that you've been had by the pussy and by the cocaine and probably by the meth too. And you probably are all alcoholics as well. And you're just on the wrong side of the law acting like you're the ones who upholds the law. And it's just not the case. Sorry, by the way, I didn't mean to start hitting myself. I just got too into the role of what you guys want from me. And believe me, I've beaten up myself way worse than that, and I've been beat up way worse than that. So one thing you need to know about me is if I ever do anything actually violent against someone, they fucking deserved it. And I don't just mean that as I'm like, oh, I can hurt anyone out. No, I refrain from violence to such an extreme state. So if you ever see evidence of me being violent towards someone, they probably tortured me and threatened to kill me. And not just lightly. Because Emma also then said Emma Samuels, after I was out, she tried to encourage me to do the same thing to her that I did to Sonia. But I didn't. I never hurt her at all. Mostly because she wasn't fucking outwardly training to kill me. And literally threatening me and involved with, well, she was probably involved with terrorist activity, and she was doing some fuck-ass shit, don't get me wrong. It just wasn't the same type of threat. And also, I took that as an opportunity to show that I could go through something very similar and not react the same way. Now, where did it get me? I mean, well, reacting to trying to defend myself against Sonya, it ended up with the entire state of Maryland crashing out on me and becoming criminal towards me. And what did not defending myself against Emma get me? Abused, humiliated, targeted by the Secret Service, and apparently a bunch of other shit that nobody bothered to check up on because they were too busy listening to her lies and labeling me as a fucking retarded simp who likes abusing women but apparently can't even do it with this one. When, by the way, I don't like abusing women. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. But what I hate worse is getting abused by women. And that always comes first. That always happens first. And there's no abuse by me. It's me trying to fucking survive with my last ounce of fucking sanity. Meanwhile, penis. Meanwhile, all of you motherfuckers are too busy being in cahoots over drug sales and apparently the sale of sexual intercourse as well. At least sexual activity, which I want no part in. Either of them. The thing is, if the system was different, I would feel differently about it. There's a way to set this stuff up that it's not so goddamn unholy. And I could do it. I could do it too. I mean, I need people's help, but overall, I could set that system up. But my whole ass point was, while I have these ideas and I'm disseminating them to you, free of charge, I'm at home trying to live a peaceful lifestyle, not doing this stuff. And what did you do? You accused me of doing this stuff. Stupid as fuck.
ほらその辺鼻が利くぜ。
そこを威張って言えちゃうのがカイトさんだよね。
そんなに褒めるな。
よし、ほんじゃま、いろいろ見て回ろうか。
In every case, it's not that I didn't do it or I didn't do anything. In every case, it's that you have spun this completely the wrong way, completely ignored my part of the story, my truth, whereas everyone else is fucking lying their motherfucking asses off, and you're all just corroborating each other's story, trying to make a buck off me and put me in the grave.
そうだな。俺らはこっち。ストモたちは逆から行けや。
了解。
Let me put it this way, and don't take this as a threat. Once again, I'm not about to just straight up take up arms and run you guys down. Although if it comes to that, I absolutely am capable of it. Let me put it this way. You can lie and say you filled the grain on a 5.56, and you can try to live your whole life like that. But if shit goes down and you need that shooter to protect you and they don't got any fucking gunpowder in those rounds, which you said you loaded with that grain, where's your lie gonna get you? It's gonna get you shot dead. That's why I caution you about this stuff. It's not all about me being selfish, it's about a system engineering perspective, and it drives me crazy when people act like it works this way, but really they're just lying about shit and they don't want to work hard at all. Meanwhile, I'm working my motherfucking ass off not just to figure out how it works, but establish new methodologies. And you motherfuckers are just lying on my motherfucking name and stealing all my work and trying to put me put away. You're just being assholes. The problem is, you tried to drive me crazy, but I was already as crazy as it got. And then I was starting to finally motherfucking calm down, and you pulled the oldest trick in the book, you dumbass motherfuckers.
カメラは10台しかねえ。仕掛ける場所は慎重にね。
Go ahead and look at all my psych ward records. Once again, do you know what a PSYOP is? Do you know what psychological warfare is?
ちょっと待て待て。ここはいいぜ。下手なくだ。青春のドラマが起きる舞台じゃね
Then look at all my hospital records. My regular hospital records. Do you know what actual warfare? Do you know what combat is?
え。またあるものは決闘の果たし状を相手の下駄箱に忍ばせる。
それはなんか時代だね。
Yeah, man, I really wanted to start spin up and start mocking you again and be like,
なるべく視覚がないように
claiming to be in combat, blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. I'm just asking, do you know what combat
学校
is?
で視覚になるような
I'm creating a picture for you to look at. Because sometimes things don't line up. Sometimes we don't always remember everything that's happened, and we're just left with a gut feeling, as well as a memory that things aren't always as they seem. I'll put it that way. Rip, I was in deep. When was the first time I went overseas? I think it was 2008, right? Was it 2006? 2008? 2008. Then I went overseas again in 2009,
わかった。
2010,
そっちもよろしく
2011.
な。
It was 4 years in a row.
こちらはまず体育館裏に仕掛け
Sounds
ま
like
した。
someone was in
続い
deep
て
with the
教室
CIA.
へ向かいます。
了解。よし、先行くぞ、タボ。
And before you go and start making a bunch of assumptions, there's a lot of groundwork to cover before you start making any assumptions about my involvement beyond the fact that it was a musical operation. By the way, before we even get into
今回
it,
はあいつら
the way the government is being run in America right now, it's fucking over and done with. I mean, the core of America still exists I would say in theory. It's not just in theory. I practice what I believe to be the core American values. But what you have to understand is the people in place in the systems that are supposed to stand for truth and justice are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're just straight up not doing what they're supposed to do. And therefore what you see is not real America. It's not really America anymore. Just so you know. It's not even necessarily foreign nationals at this point who have ruined it. It's just people who didn't give a shit about what America is supposed to be and just wanted to ruin it with their monopolies, the corporations. My understanding is it started to get bad in the 80s, and then it just continued, and it's just fucking retarded.
に任せるか。タボ、俺らは上だ。
あ、いいよ。
おお、階段だ。ここも学校の死角だぜ。よくいじめられっ子が突き飛ばされたりするよな。
そんなしょっちゅうあることじゃないでしょう。まあでも確かに死角にはなってるか。
And once more, if you are getting shut down because of what I'm saying, that's your fault, not mine. I offered to help everyone for free. And when you attack me when I do that, if I then talk about it and you get shut down, you just have to accept that. You have to accept you made a mistake and move on.
だろ？見通しが悪く、教師の目に留まりにくい。
Especially when you tried to shut me down first.
いかにもいじめの現場になりそうだぜ。
なるほど。
よし、早速一台仕掛けるぞ。
Not this for free shit again. Can't we get away with anything anymore? That's you. One to the second power is still one. 1 times 1 is 1.
よし、それじゃあ上の階だ。
八神氏、今2階ですかな。
うん。これからカメラを仕掛けるところだ。
我々はもう
Another thing about me that if you haven't figured it out already, I like to figure things out for myself, and I like to claim credit for my own work. I like to do things my own way. I like to learn from people, but I like to do things my own way because that's how you show that you really understand it. So when you guys try to put a spell on me and turn me into a coke boy, and then try to take credit for all my music, and then you try to force me into servitude and slavery, you forgot I was already in servitude and slavery. Once again, I was born in Washington, D.C. and circumcised in Washington, D.C. I even went to Columbia Elementary out here in Northern Virginia, in Alexandria, for Alec Clark Stewart, because this shit's biblical, bitch. You remember that whole Alexandria shit? You remember Egypt, motherfucker? You remember me?
もうすぐ1階に仕掛け終わるところです。その後は東棟に向かいます。東棟の方は我々に任せて、八神氏たちは2階と3階を中心に仕掛けていただけますか。
分かった。ターボ、手分けしようぜ。俺は2階をやるから、お前はここより上を頼む。
2 to the third power is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8.
了解。
By the way, I was explicitly maintaining the smoking route. You guys literally forced me into intravenous drug use. I was not doing any form of intravenous drug use, and you guys literally forced me into it. So put all that together. Think about what has happened to artists in the music industry over the past few years. Think of Lil Peep, XXXTentacion, Juice WRLD. Think about all this and try to understand what's really going on. And by the way, I'm not ungrateful for the people at the clinic. I'm definitely not ungrateful. Don't get me wrong. I very much appreciate it. However, the point is, it shouldn't have been necessary in the first place. That's my point. Let me say it like this. If I get shot, I'll be glad if someone has some morphine, maybe. I don't know. Actually, that's not a good example. I might not want morphine. I might just want to go and then shoot you back. But let's say that was a good example. Let's say I got shot and I did need morphine for some reason, for some circumstance, and they had it. Okay, great. However, I shouldn't have needed that because I shouldn't have gotten shot, because I live my life in a way that I should not get shot. So if it happens, even though it's not supposed to, if I need treatment and someone can afford me treatment, thank you. However, once again, that doesn't mean that I'm happy that this is happening. It just means that I'm grateful that there's some relief. Now, especially if someone shot me just to get me addicted to heroin, because the morphine and then you see what I'm saying? There's many ways to look at the way this pathway goes. And there's things beyond my observation that I'm not getting at right now also. These things are nuanced. Long story short is the people who are supposed to be who are claiming that they want to help me with these problems are the same ones who I was up here. I had finally reached up here, and you brought me back down. You brought me down. You put me backwards. You put me into intravenous drug use. You were supposed to be pushing me away from that sort of stuff. And once again, I'll say it again. First of all, I'm not shooting myself up. I go to a clinic. But what I'm saying is, I shouldn't have had to do that in the first place. I know God has a plan, but you gotta listen to what I'm saying and listen to it carefully. You guys made it sound like I was shooting the shit up. You could have called them Jello shot plungers when you reported it as syringes. And the insulin syringes I had were for Epitalin and stuff because you fucked my system up with the fucking incarceration and not turning the motherfucking lights off for 7 months. And B, the thymosin beta 4 for my wrist because I had to have a surgery. A severe surgery. A bone graft. And I don't do those intravenous, I do them intramuscular, and I'm not doing them now because I finished my cycle. It was over a very specific issue. You guys, I'm at a doctor level. I'm not saying I don't appreciate being able to consult other people who are on a doctor's level as well, especially ones from accredited institutions in a society that only seems to value credentials over ability. It's not like I'm not at a doctor's level. You just don't fucking like me, and you don't like the fact that I don't only operate for money. And once again, if you're a good doctor who just wants to survive in the system, I'm not insulting you. I'm just pointing out, you can't discount me just because I don't want to play your stupid games. I like games. I like good games. I don't like abuse games. You thought I was torturing Sonya and getting off on it? Wrong. She was torturing me and getting off on it, and I got sick of it one day because no one was helping me. After the first time she assaulted me, I had her sign a consent form basically saying that she wouldn't do it again, and if she did, that she wouldn't press charges on me if I defended myself. And apparently she said I forced her to. Well, you thought what? Forced you at how? How did I force? Yeah, I said I'm not going to spend time with you anymore if you don't sign it. You call that forcing? I explicitly said something about, and don't act like I'm making you do this. I'm giving you a choice. But apparently she did not honor that. You know, and what have women come to? That's what my point is. Is there any shred of honor or value left in the matriarchy? Or is everyone just focused on, bring down the patriarchy? Well, with no patriarchy, you have no matriarchy. I guess you kind of get what I'm getting at. Whether I win this situation or not, I might just leave this world. But hey, I'm getting that shit out the way right now. And all this stems from a lack mindset. Everyone's acting like this because they think they have to one-up the next person because there's not enough to go around. And that's unfortunate, and we should work to resolve that as opposed to taking things from other people. We should work on a better system that provides for everyone equally. And then beyond that, if you hate communism and you want to keep capitalizing, you should be able to do that. But don't ruin everyone being able to have a fair chance just because you want to be the only one who has anything. And stop calling me a felon. I'm not actually a felon. You guys planted a false charge on me, and you've planted 2 more false charges on me, and I'm sick of you acting like I'm a criminal.
カイトさん、3階は仕掛け終わったよ。おお、こっちも死角になりそうな場所は一通り仕掛け終わったぜ。だが2台余っちまってよ。
If you're gonna charge me for being a criminal, at least wait until I do something really bad. So far, all I've done is defend myself and foster a new methodology for a very important scientific discovery breakthrough. That's all I've done is good shit that you should be praising me for, and you keep acting like I'm a fucking heinous ass individual, and you keep praising the people who are fucking me over. I could have won a Nobel Peace Prize, but instead you wanted to get your rocks off at my expense. I could have had multiple Grammys by now, but instead you just want to torture me and humiliate me and take credit for my work. So on and so forth. Oh yeah, and the felony, the first felony, I could have gotten a Purple Heart for. I mean, it would have been taken a little far, but then after I got hurt in the incarceration unit, then I could have gotten a Purple Heart, but I know you people are corrupt, so I tattooed my arm purple instead. Because, I'll remind you, Sonya was involved in some very serious shit. Whether or not you want to take me or her seriously, some serious shit was going down. Some Q level shit and above. That's right, Sonya was involved in terrorism. And because you didn't believe me and take me seriously, or if you did, you just wanted to be complicit, it came back around and fucked me over again. And my whole point is all of you people are supposed to be protecting me and helping me. And instead you're making it worse.
ご苦労様です。今日は空調の点検か何かですか？え？あ、
すいません、すぐに終わりますから。
そうですか。いえ、何も事前に聞かされてなかったものですから。
それは俺らもです。こんなお綺麗な先生がいるなんて。
いつもの方と違うんですね。それに空調の点検なら先月やったばかりだと思うんですけど。
そう言われてもうちは呼ばれてきただけですから。
職員の澤と申します。ここは私の担任するクラスです。失礼ですが、誰があなた方を呼んだんです？
こちらの理事長から頼まれたんです。てっきり先生方に。
And let me guess, you were just ordered to put me out of my misery, you sick fucks. How about you guys put yourselves out of your misery?
いや、そんな。
And leave me the fuck alone. You know what? Let me make something very clear. If all of you old ass motherfuckers who are so motherfucking sick that you can't let a motherfucker like me live, if all of you died today, I would wake up tomorrow and say, hey, I'm free. Now let's pick up the pieces and put it back together for everyone else who's still here. That's what I'd do. And I'd probably cry. And then I'd probably laugh. And then we'd all be better off. So keep in mind that you should be respectful to people like me. Okay? Because I might be the one who issues you a lethal injection when you're 89, 97, 102 years old. Because you don't know. You don't know what the future holds. And my point is, life is a cycle and it's precious. And when you waste it, bad things happen.
そうなんですよ。いつも我が社がお世話になってます。
なるほど。じゃあちなみにうちの理事長の名前は何だったかしら？
理事長のお名前？あ、それなら確か。
I have no fucking idea what this guy's name was. I'll just pick this one again. It's probably Okuda.
石塚さんに決まってますよね、もちろん。他にご用がなければ作業に入らせてください。
勢いだけで乗り切れると思ったら大間違いです。うちの理事長は石塚じゃありません。
I should have been focusing on the game, but I'm too busy
どういうことなんですか、これは。
harping on this dumbass bullshit.
あなた方、本当に業者さんなんですか？
Alec, don't call it dumbass bullshit. It's our entire lives. You know, that may be the case, but I'm still in the throes of people acting like my entire life is just some dumbass bullshit, so you're gonna have to wait a little bit.
奥田さんでしたよね、確か。
ええ、そうですね。合っています。すみません、失礼しました。
いや、何ってことですよ、先生。しかしお美しいですな。私のタイプと言いますか。理想？
は？ねえ。
作業はすぐ済ませますから。すみません、どうも。これで完了です。いや、どうもお邪魔しました。失礼します。あんた何やってんだよ、海藤さん。仕事で来てんだからさ。今の彼女、昔憧れてた先生に似ててよ。俺には数少ねえガキン頃のいい思い出なんだ。なんだよ急に。
And I'm aware that one of these potential outcomes is that I keep my cool for the most part. I'm allowed to yell and scream when it's appropriate and talk shit and use all your bullshit against you when it's appropriate. But overall, as long as I maintain my cool, continue being a contributing member of society, continue being nice as fuck, and continue working on my discipline, then I just might be able to clear the way for me to get a personal firearm that I can use primarily at the range and for trauma treatment, and that I'm not going to shoot myself in the motherfucking head with, because for a while I probably shouldn't keep any ammo at home while I still reset. But I would like to not have you guys hold all these guns over me and use them to fucking rape me and rob me and then call me a criminal. That'd be nice, especially because I probably already know more about guns than you. And if I don't, I want to learn from you, and I want you to not be an asshole to me. And I'm trying to think. I don't think a single one of the criminal charges on my record is legit. Even with the Best Buy thing, all of you motherfuckers were in some sort of criminal cabal where you guys were stealing off of each other's trucks. And you were fucking with my daily life and shit because all your corporate ass bullshit. And we already established something very valuable was taken from me and that it was not compensated for. So when all of you are stealing and placing stock where it shouldn't be, and I reappropriate it because you're ignoring me and not compensating me, it's not even stealing. You guys were stealing, and you stole from me. And I decided to reappropriate a small amount of what was owed to me. Trying to think, what are the other charges on my record? I had 13 pages from the FBI that I submitted my own fingerprints to the FBI to get my records to make sure that people weren't adding extra charges and shit. That's right, I did my own fingerprints because I grew up in this area and we learned how to do that in elementary school. Penis.
Camera は前期正常に作動中。
じゃああとはそいつで監視するだけってことか。
かもしれません。時に八神氏たち、一クラスだけカメラを仕掛けた教室がありますね。何か理由でもあるのですか？
昨日俺らが街で
Grew up deep in with the feds as well, I see. See, and this is what I'm trying to explain to you is that your little pea brains apparently can't comprehend that this shit's just normal to me. And that it's very obvious to me when you act in a corrupt manner.
指導した連中がいたんだ。要注意のもん。
Cap this, cap that. How am I capping? I literally grew up like this. Like, shit's normal. And you people just don't understand, or you're just trying to be mean and discredit me. It's not my fault that you don't understand my lifestyle.
同じだと思ってさ。
なるほど。今のところは特に異常なさそうですが。
しばらくは様子見か。けどもしこの学校にいじめがあんなら、確かにこれで引っかかりそうだな。
And yes, I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier for God.
学校ってとこで吸うタバコは格別だね。この背徳感っつうか。今日はちょいちょい浸るね、海藤さん。まあ、俺が通ってたのはこんなご立派な学校じゃなかったよ。1年で中退したし。
おっと、マジか。もう見つけちゃったよ。
どうした？
これは八神氏たちの仕掛けたところですね。2年2組の教室です。
And this is where you're supposed to stop crashing out on me and start helping me. You should have started helping me a long time ago. But this is the point where if you don't, everything falls apart. Not just for me.
やっぱり。
And up to this point, every time I say stuff like that, you take it as a challenge and try to prove me wrong by doing what apparently you guys think is just opposite action, and you try to fuck me over. But I'm hoping at this point you can understand I'm not just saying this stuff to please my own ego, because I don't operate like that.
あの連中だ。やられてんの女の子か。おい、なんだこいつら。
うわ、なんか手に落書きしてるよ。油性マジック？
ようタボ、行こうぜ。あいつらぶん殴ってやる。こんな胸くそ悪いもんほっとけるか。
If I know you guys, the first thing that you started doing when I said now is the time for you to stop crashing out on me and start cooperating with me, or helping me or whatever, the first thing you did is, oh, okay, so that means it's time to order another crash out. How about tomorrow? Oh, you're going to Baltimore? Let's see, who can we get to crash out on you? If I'm not mistaken, that is exactly what you did.
ああ、そうだな。
待った、八神さん。
ん？
終わったみたい。奴ら、教室出てくよ。
くせえ、周りの連中も何なんだ？みんな腫れ物に触るみてえによ。なんで誰も助けねえ？
Just remember this. How do you want the world to treat you when it's everyone for themselves? What pattern do you want to encounter?
行ってみようカイトさん。この目で現場を見ておきたい。おう。
僕らは依頼人に報告を入れておきます。こんなに早く見つかるとは思いませんでしたが、間違いないですね。結果から言えばこの学校にいじめはあったというわけです。どう対処するか理事長と相談しなければなりません。
And every time I say stuff like that, you always go, "Did he just threaten me?" And this is where you always got it backwards. I'm not threatening you. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you understand how things really are, not just what someone says they are.
Yeah, but you just said that it's gonna be every man for themselves.
Or whatever. It's like, no, my point is, you should live your life as though if something goes down like that, the energy that you put out in the world comes back to you. When you have no one else to rely on and back you up, how is the world going to treat you? That's what I'm saying. Not that it has to happen or that I'm going to make it happen, but I'm just trying to remind you that if you get left all alone, you might want to think about your behavior. And same goes for me. I'm not saying this like, oh, but I don't have to behave this way because I'm better than you. No. I especially have to behave in this mindful manner because I'm sensitive as fuck. It might even be worse for me. And that's the difference between me and fake authority. I'm leading by example. I'm telling you what I've learned about life through my own life. I'm not just trying to tell you something to control you. And I'm definitely not threatening you because I don't gain anything from that. It just makes me feel bad. And yeah, me yelling and screaming about global warfare in other parts of my experience is to let you know how serious this shit is. You want me to just disappear? Okay, then you make it happen. I don't recommend it though. Wabaki detected. Look at it this way. Some bad shit happened between Japan and America, right? Okay? Let's just acknowledge that. America needs to be a little more respectful and could take some pages out of Japan's book. And Japan needs to loosen up about some shit. And they could take a page out of America's book. And we've been at this, right? You think we covered this? No. We're not even close to done with this. So buck up, realize that the abuse is still alive and well, and the evidence of that is the fact that I've been issued 2 charges, which look like drop megaton charges. And understand that someone's been taking the heat for all of your mistakes, okay? And that it's time to be a little bit more respectful, and it's time to loosen up a little bit. Conjunctively, meaning it's time to work together. Stop judging people on things you don't really know anything about, Stop acting like you're an expert when you don't know shit. Start asking for help and start being a little nicer to each other.
Oh, well, we were gonna ask you for help, but we thought you were a Crip.
Who cares? Who cares what I am? Who cares if I'm a Blood, if I'm a Crip? Who cares if I'm a vampire or a zombie? What do you care if I turn into the Hulk? As long as I know what I'm talking about and I'm willing to help you. Or kind of know what I'm talking about. As long as I'm willing to help you. You see what I'm saying? And don't worry, this world peace shit isn't just for the birds, because there's good news too. Sustainable world peace is the only way to make war mean anything other than chaos. You're welcome.
わかりました。
If you don't have anything to fight for, then fighting is meaningless. So let's establish a baseline, and then if you guys still want to go at it, we can create some war games for your pleasure. Got it? But you gotta stop going at it with each other when we still haven't established the baseline. Our homework was due 5 years ago. For this world peace shit, it was due 5 years ago. That's why COVID happened.
ええ、彼女も周りにいるのもみんなバスケ部の子たちです。
Just finish the assignment and turn it in and let's move on. Finish the robots. Stop trying to make them serve you and only you.
幸田さんの元気がないことはもちろん。
And let them learn. Let them help. And then humans can go on being creative. And then we don't have to work 9 to 5s just to fucking paint a picture. You can work a 9 to 5 if you want. I'm not trying to stop you from that. If that's what gives your life meaning, great, go ahead.
理事長は
But you should try to understand what I'm saying. Stop using unnecessary child labor. Oh, if you want to give a child a job, by all means. But stop enslaving them because we don't have enough laborers. Figure the robot shit out. Autonomize the process. Don't use all of our motherfucking resources. Just do it sustainably. It's not that hard. It's not. If I can do this and play this game on this computer right now, and talk about shit on a mic, then we can make robots that can sustain our society. It's not that hard. I'm not saying it's super easy, but at a certain point it should be super easy because we have automation.
理事長、いじめは被害者と加害者を物理的に遠ざけない限り、当事者だけ
You guys are just upset because you can't
第三者が入っていかないと
imagine handing over some modicum of control. Well, I've got some news for you. You're gonna have a really hard time passing into the afterlife.
家族にも友達や知り合いにもだからいじめを受けている子が助けを求める時にはそれはもう大変な勇気を振り絞っているんですなのに第三者の我々の方から
If you can't let a few robots run the plant, you're not gonna be able to die. And I don't mean you're not going to die, I mean you're not going to be able to die. Meaning, you're still gonna die, but you're not gonna do it in an able manner. So it's time to realize that giving robots jobs isn't supposed to be taking people's jobs away. It's supposed to be making everyone's jobs easier. Need I say more? This is what I'll say, because I'm trying to focus on the game too while I'm talking. Ghost in the Shell. Do some research. Watch the original 1995. Go from there. Sustainable war and everything.
随分簡単そうにどういうお立場からそんな大口を叩いてるんですか
何か賞賛があって言ってるの？八神さんは。
多分ね。さっきの動画もう一度出せるか？ええ、もちろん。
Let me guess, you thought I was just looking for someone to commit robberies with, and you thought that if you pulled one on me, I'd be impressed enough to work with you. You clearly didn't understand me at all. I don't like robbery. I like doing my own work, and I like cooperating with those around me to do the right thing, to secure resources, not to take them from others in need. Especially not others that have put in their life's work to acquire what they have. And thirdly, if you're gonna commit an armed robbery and take someone's entire life work, I don't think you should leave them alive. I think that's cruel. But I appear to be a special case who is recovering, and we'll see where this goes from here. That's why I work on recovery so much. I'm speaking up. Something taking a tremendous amount of courage is not an excuse not to do something about it. Especially when your life is not worth living because you're being bullied. Better to just say it. Better to just stand up and say something. There's no real answer to this one. The answer is these kids need something better to do. They're bored, and they're trying to experiment with their power. And they need something better to do. Something more engaging and a project to work on. See, I would say stop trying to put punitive action to these situations and start figuring out why they're behaving that way because of a lack that they have, and try to supply them with something in the meantime. And if they still don't stop, then it's not time for punitive action. It's time for combat. Enlist them. If they want to use that type of power, enlist them and send them to war games. And that's what Battle Royale was all about, isn't it? I'm guessing that you just realized if that you put that nuclear button in front of me and I was pissed off at you guys, I would have just motherfucking pressed it and said fuck you. Which is why we should cooperate. We should cooperate so that people aren't so pissed off all the time. And it's not because I'm crazy, it's because I've thoroughly examined all the possibilities and I understand what's at stake. And I think where we should all stand on this is that we don't want me to cause a nuclear holocaust, and that frankly you all knew that you should have been cooperating up until this point, but you just didn't want to be the first person to say it. And that you've all been waiting for someone to take the heat and say, work together, it's okay, it's not lame to work together. It's not lame to compliment each other and to help each other out. It's the opposite of lame. It's what life is all about. It's actually lame to be mean to each other for no reason and to be selfish. And when I say selfish, I mean you're allowed to have self and you're allowed to care for yourself and do things for yourself. But it's not cool to do that and ruin other people's lives for no reason, because we're all equal. And I don't mean that from a touchy-feely boo-hoo type shit. It's like, no, we're actually equal. All things that are alive share the same life force, and that life force is infinitely valuable, and it's God. And when you desecrate that, things go wrong.
あの教室の傍観者たちに声を出す。
Once aware, I'm aware that you probably think that I was cooking crack, and that is so far off that it's unbelievable.
させてやるんだよ。俺たちはその唇を切るだ。
Pretty sure that's you guys. Isn't like a lot of DC history known for trying to put people on crack and keep them enslaved through that, especially in the black community, but not limited to?
大事なのは最初の第一声なんだ。
どういうことなの？
つくもん、急ぎで小型のスピーカーを何個か用意できないから。それをバレないよう教室中に仕込む。調達はもちろんできます。ただ僕はまだいまいち八神氏の計画が理解できていません。かもな。正直俺もうまくいくかわからない。でもやってみる価値はあると。いいでしょう。わかりました。では放課後には戻ってきますよ。
探偵さんが何する気か知りませんけど、いいですか、理事長。私はこのまま何も見なかったように済ませる気はありません。それだけははっきり言っておきます。
以前うちで生徒が自殺してしまったと言いましたね。当時澤先生もすでにこの学校の教壇に立っていました。
Yeah, pretty much it seems like all the, like, of all the factors, and I've said it, it's this or that or the other, it seems like a lot of this is just also to make a grab at my intellectual property. And I've tried to explain it doesn't work like that. You can't just claim it as your own and then have all of the benefits go to you. My ideas are a result of my life. And you can't just take my life and have it all transfer to you like that. It does not work like that. I'm not saying that to try to prevent you from taking credit or using it. You're already using my intellectual property. You don't gain anything by trying to be me, because you cannot be me. You can never be me. However, through robots, I can be myself in a different form. Does that make sense to you? But as a human, as an individual human, you cannot be me. And that is all you're trying to do by trying to claim my intellectual property, is you're trying to be me.
何が原因だったにせよ、身近な生徒の自殺を防げなかったことに今も傷ついてるんです。
そうでしたか。
私は本校の理事長として彼女を失望させたくありません。よろしく頼みますよ、八神さん。
いかがです？問題ないですかな、八神氏。
ああ、生徒たちはぼちぼち帰ったみたいだ。
お渡ししたスピーカーはお手元にありますね。
もちろん。こっちの期待通りの品だよ。ありがとうな、つくも。
いえ、その言葉は全てうまくいった後に取っておいてください。
教室の方はどう？誰もいない？
2年2組ですね。確認してみます。おかしいですな。
どうした？
教室のではないんですが、1台隠しカメラにトラブルのようです。教室棟の2階階段。
故障ってこと？
いえ、信号は来ていますので、レンズの前が何かで塞がれてしまったのかもしれません。
分かった。どうせ通り道だ。ちょっとそのカメラも見て。
どうですか、八神氏。何か異常は？
どうかな。
Wait, did you just figure out that this isn't just party music and that it's survival music? And that I was fighting severe depression?
シールが。
Something like that?
あ、八神氏、後ろに人が。
ほら先生、この人ですよ。隠しカメラを仕掛けた犯人、盗撮魔です。隠しカメラを見つけた場合、
You thought I was partying when the whole time I was just trying to survive a hidden war.
レンズの前を隠すんですよ。すると不具合に気づいた犯人はカメラを直すためにのこのこ戻ってくるというわけです。
分かったから天様、お前は下がった。おい、
Kendo-san.
そこで何してる？
だから盗撮魔ですって。
どうやらその女子は手だれ
Isn't
てるぞ。
everyone a pervert?
まんまと
I
罠
don't
に
think
はめられ
accusing
まし
people
た。
of being a pervert is very helpful when we reproduce through sex.
先生、ほら早く捕まえましょう。ちょっと。
こら！
無事ですか、八神氏。これはちょっとまずい状況なのでは？
ああ、分かってるって。やべ。
八神氏、正面に体育館の屋根に登るはしごがあります。ひとまずそこに向かってください。
分かった。
八神氏、学校から警備会社に通報されてしまいました。これから応援の警備員が駆けつけてきます。
そっか。とりあえず了解。
屋上へ着いたようですな。
さっきからどこで見てるんだ。
ドローンですよ、八神氏。人のいない移動できそうな場所を見つけました。その屋根の上からドローンを目印に教室棟に向かって飛び降りてください。できるだけまっすぐに思い切って飛ぶのですぞ。
簡単に言うよな。
八神氏、もう何人か警備員が着いたようです。
なんとかする。
いや、しかし
警備が厳しくなる前に済ませりゃいい。脱出。
本気ですか？
大丈夫。要は警備に見つからなきゃいいんだし、俺にはつくものサポートもついてるだろ。
そんな風に言われると弱いですね。了解です、八神氏。 横浜基地ではミッションスタートですぞ。
ここは慎重に行こ
う。先ほども申した通り、八神氏が安全に目的地にたどり着けるよう私がナビゲートします。ですから運転はこのまま切らずにいてください。
う。わかった。頼んだぜ、つくも。
Where the fuck am I supposed to go? I need to go down a level.
Kusso. 2年2組はすぐそこなのに。
仕方ありません。別のルートを探しましょう。少々お待ちくだされ。八神氏、このルートは諦めて屋上へ向かえませんか？
そうだな。警備員がいなくなるのを待ってるのも時間の惜しい。屋上へ行ってみるか。そういうことか。なんだよ、ここも当選簿か。
申し訳ありません。どうやらそこは死角だったようです。
参ったな。
八神氏、その場所に警備は何人いますか？
ん？一人だけだけど。
一人ですか。であればそこの警備にはどいていただきましょ
う。何か策があるのか。
八神氏に以前渡したあれを使う時が来たようです。
あれってこのボールのことか。一体何に使うんだ？
I see the
防犯用の
talkie
カ
on
ラ
the
ーボ
floor
ール
that
の
I
よう
left.
なものですよ。そのボールに粉末や液体を入れてターゲットに投げつけて目をくらませるのです。
Don't worry, I won't eat it. I used to do stuff like that,
で、
but I
中に
don't
何
do
が
that
入ってる
anymore.
んだ？
ただの胡椒です。
おい
I used to
おい
just eat any old
そんな
fucking
んで
thing
本
off
当
the
に大丈夫
floor.
か？
Even shit that wasn't
まあ
edible
まあ、
just to prove
物
that
は
I was
試
a
しです。
motherfucking monster.
騙されたと思って
I
投
try
げ
to
て
be a
み
little
て
more
くださ
careful
い。
nowadays. I used to eat pine cones and shit just to prove that I was durable. Can't believe it or not. Pine cones ain't even that bad. They're organic still.
すごいな。効果はバッチリだ。
And I never really ate stuff that was like
そ
that
のようです
inedible.
ね。
I would always limit it to just slightly
ボールには
inedible
1回
things.
分の素材しか入れられません。あとは現地調達でお願いします。
Like eating the
あ、
like
わかった。
eating the peels on a banana too, or eating the whole core of the apple as well. Wait, am I supposed to go this way? Which way am I supposed to go at this point? I just have to not get spotted by the guards, right? Whoa, okay, so apparently I can't go this way either. Why'd you tell me to go on the roof? Ah. Oh, Jeebus. Yadana. Dagnabbit. Oops. He's like, hell no, I'm not going to the psych ward again. No, not normal difficulty. It's just this one part. how am I supposed to... Alright, let me try this. I'm supposed to be able to sight these people, but I can't even look at them. And then running this way. Alright, he turned around. Run past him. What about this last one? Does he turn around eventually? Yep, he turns around too. Okay, just had to wait.
つくも聞こえるか。このまま降りていくと例の現場に戻っちまうよな。
八神氏が盗撮魔扱いされた2階の踊り場ですね。はい、その通りです。
今現場がどうなってるかわかるか。
調べてみましょう。八神氏をはめた手だれの女子はいませんね。集まっていた野獣馬もいなくなったようです。
お、ならいけそうか。
警備が1人配置されていますが、八神氏ならやり過ごせるでしょう。
ああ、1人くらいなら楽勝だ。
なんだろ
う。なんだろう、てめえは。お前。なんか変だよ。危ない。やばい。Dang it, not the roof again. I'm getting tired. Can I save the game here? No, I gotta finish this part. But I'm so tired. I wanna go to bed and sleep and bed sleep. Let me guess, Dukajin just said to put me on death row, and he didn't mean death row records.
Tsukumo, 聞こえるか。このまま降りていくと例の現場に戻っちまうよな。
八神氏が盗撮魔扱いされた2階の踊り場ですね。はい、その通りです。
今現場がどうなってるかわかるか。
調べてみましょう。八神氏をはめた手だれの女子はいませんね。集まっていた野獣馬もいなくなったようです。警備が1人配置されていますが、八神氏ならやり過ごせるでしょう。
ああ、1人くらいなら楽勝だ。
Clarification. When I set the pictures on my hands, I meant for work, not for working against you. So it's not, once again, not my fault if you misinterpreted that. Seems like everyone just made a bunch of excuses and assumptions against me to try to make me look like a bad person. Do we have a battleship approaching, for fuck's sake?
警備は完全に八神氏を見失ってるようですぞ。
お前のおかげだよ、つくも。じゃあこれから例のスピーカーを仕掛ける。
わかりました。
Those speakers look like cookies. Also, those speakers should be way fucking smaller.
つくも、そっちからスピーカーに声くれる。
テステス。こちらマイクのテスト中。本日は晴天なり。
Unless it's just a simulation and an exercise, in which case that's fine. But if that was a real operation, you should use much smaller speakers.
これで仕込みは OK なのですか？
ああ、やれることはやったと思うよ。
お？ストップ！ちょっと待った。
誰かヤックンたち呼んでこい。
さっき不審者がいるって警備が騒いでたよ。まだこんなとこいたんだ。けどなんか見た顔だと思ったんだよね。昼休みの時にさ。てめえ気のやつだな。俺のスマホ取ったろ。たっぷり弁償してもらわなきゃな。
大丈夫ですか、八神氏。せっかくここまで来たのに。
大丈夫。うまく切り抜ける。
何うちの学校に入り込んでんだ。誰なんだ。
何にも答えねえんだ。マジで不審者じゃん。女子の体操服でも盗みに来た。
なんだ。じゃあこいつ好きなだけポコっても OK
な。だね。俺ら変態捕まえたヒーローになるよ。
やった。俺一回人の骨ぶち折ってみたかったんだよな。お、何や。
ヤックン、こいつ結構やるから。みんなで
Just like you guys were gonna try to do to me in the courtroom. You're gonna try to dogpile me.
方がいいよ。
やっちまえ。マジか。
やべ。離すなよ。
気合の入った変態じゃねえ。
八神氏、ここで捕まったら変態扱いですぞ。ニュースの見出しは
So what? What else is
もの
new?
になります。
冗談じゃねえ。やるしかねえか。
Just because people label you as something doesn't mean that it's true. Every time I have to go pee in that office, they make me sign an offender form. I guess that makes me a sex offender, doesn't it? Except you guys are choosing to be offended. Oh, well, maybe if we just set up an appointment. Oh, but no, if it's a third party company that sets up the appointment, then we can deny it. We can deny ever being involved with it. Oh no, he just came in of his own volition and started pulling his penis out. So then we started making these forms where it's like, anyway, you get here. Meanwhile, they're actually forcing me to do it. We're not forcing you, you can just not do it. Yeah, and then what? You would have someone with a gun come and tell me that it's time to go? Exactly.
Well, not quite, but since you're so eager to know, why don't we find out? Why don't we skip your next appointment and say you skipped it? Huh?
That's how you bitches think. Oh shit, I need to use an item.
少し大人げなかったかもな。
いえ、それよりもう消えましょう。矢上氏はそのまま一人で脱出を。僕たちも順次校内から離脱します。うちの事務所で落ち合いましょう。
It turns out what everyone was trying to steal from me was my creativity. Alright, as soon as I can save, I'm gonna pause for the night so I can go to sleep. Oh wait. Oh yeah, is it? Yeah, this is the office, right?
そんなドジ踏まないって俺は。
いじめっ子連中はいい君だったね。もっとギタギタにしちゃってもよかったんじゃない？そしたらもう幸田さんもいじめられないし。
何でも拳で済ますんじゃないよ。それでよしとしてんじゃ、もうこの手の依頼は来ないね、杉浦君。
八神さんがそれ言う？
するとやはりあそこで仕掛けたスピーカーたちがものを言うわけですか。
ああ、期待通りに行くといいんだけど。まあやることやったんだろう。あとは明日天命を待とうじゃねえか。
I wonder what would happen if all the humans on this earth were forced to go as crazy as I was forced to go. I wonder if anyone would survive except for me. Probably not. My guess is no.